Okay guys, this is Mr. Allen. I'm going to try and help you a little bit with some stuff we're not able to go over. It's talking about doing a material takeoff and how to estimate materials. You need to be on page 42 and 43 of your book. This will help you in Module 5, Assignment 6. And in that assignment, you'll need to look at a picture under the announcements because I'm going to do my own picture, but it's going to be different numbers. I'm not going to give you the answers. And then later on, you will have another assignment called Estimating the Amount of Floor Materials. So let's talk about how to do a material takeoff, how to estimate the amount of floor materials. First thing you have to have is a drawing, okay? They have to give you the dimensions. They have to tell you how many beams and what type of beams. And they have to tell you what the floor joists are laid off on. In this case, will be 16 inches on center. We'll have one beam down the center. That will be two 2x12s. And with this information, we can walk through pages 42 and 43, and I'll show you how this would be done with your own numbers. First thing, section 5.1.0, how to figure seal plate, seal sealer, and termite shield. The seal sits on top of the foundation. So all you're doing is adding a perimeter. In this case, 50 feet plus 50 feet plus 28 feet plus 28 feet. 50, 50, 28, 28. That perimeter will tell you how much seal you need. Okay, that's the lowest part of the foundation, on top of the foundation, the treated 2x8. Seal sealer is the very same amount. So if you get the first answer, you've got the second one. And if you had an old drawing that talked about termite shield, it would be the same amount. So just by adding this up, you can answer 3 questions. Okay? The second thing is how to figure beams and girders. In this case, we have one beam. It's made up of 2 2x12s. We look at our length. Our beam is 50 foot long. And we know it takes 2 to make this girder. Now it could be a 3-ply or 4-ply. In my case, it's a 2-ply. So it's 50 plus 50. I need 100 feet of 2x12s to build my girder. Okay? The next one is the harder one. It's how many joists do you need? You must have your dimensions. You must know what center your joists are on. So what I'm looking at here is joists will go from this foundation wall to this beam, and from this beam to this foundation wall. So I know I've got 2 sets of joists. It's 50 feet. That doesn't help us in inches, so we must convert 50 feet to inches. So if I do 50 foot times 12 inches, I'm pretty sure that's 600 inches. 50 times 12 is 600 inches. I now have this in inches. I can divide that by 16 because it told me it was 16-inch centers. Now that could be 12-inch or 24, but in this case it's 16. Divided by 16 would tell me 37.5. You can't have a half of a joist, so we would say it would be 38, but you always add one joist to start with as you're laying these joists out, so it would be 39. So I need 39 joists, and guess what? I've got 2 lines of them. So I need 39 times 2 for my total amount of joist. If it asks you for joist headers, that's what's perpendicular to the joist. We saw it in my video in my basement. It's the ones that are running here and here. In that case, that would be 100 feet of joist headers. If it asks you for bridging, that can get complicated. You should have learned already that bridging is any joist span that's greater than 8 foot but less than 16 feet. This whole house is 28, so these joists are 14. These joists are 14. That's greater than 8, less than 16, so I need a line of bridging. And I need a line of bridging. So I need 100 feet of solid bridging. If it asks you for a number of metal X bridging, the thing to remember there is you need 2 for each floor joist. So we've already determined 39 times 2. We need 78 floor joists. I think that's right. So to figure metal X bridging would be 78 times 2. 156 pieces. I'm not going to do the 1x4 diagonal wood. They've never asked that on the question. It's a little complicated, but I'd invite you to read through that in 5.4.0. I do want to show you subfloor, and you should know how to do this. 50 times 28 is 1,400 square feet. And you all should know that a piece of plywood is 4x8 or 32 square feet. So in this case, 1,400 divided by 32 would give you 43.75 pieces of plywood. And we always say you can't buy pieces half pieces or something of plywood, so you would need 44 pieces of plywood or subfloor. Thanks, guys. I hope you'll watch this video and read the book, watch the video, read the book, and figure out how to do this. Email me if you have questions.